What up, what up? Hola y bienvenidos. If this is your first time listening to my podcast, welcome. This is Chiquis from the Chiquis and Chill podcast, and I hope that you enjoy this episode because today we're going to talk about my new tour called Diamantes Tour. So I've been working very hard, you guys, on this tour for you guys. I am very excited. I don't feel as nervous as I did with my last tour, which was Abeja, which was amazing. And it gave me 2 years with you guys, with my boss bees. And I'm really, really excited. So we're going to kick off the Diamantes tour in California, actually, El Cajon. So near like San Diego and stuff. It's called the Magnolia Theater on May 30th. So that's where we kick it off. And I'm very excited. Again, I'm actually like in the nitty gritty of rehearsals right now. So we're rehearsing, and I always talk about this, the importance of choosing your words wisely, because in order to make a diamond, and we're going to get into the details, but in order for a diamond to be made, to be created, for it to exist, it is made under immense pressure. And I think we're all kind of feeling it right now with this tour. But I am a firm believer that when things are a little tough, it's because something great is going to come out of it. And I'm telling you, I mean, that's how a diamond is made. Which brings me to why I called it Diamantes, diamond. And the craziest thing is that I don't know if it's just the mind or what it is, but you know, like when you buy a car and you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy this car because I don't see it around a lot, right? Like a lot of people don't have it. And then you buy the car and then you start seeing it like a lot. Like you're like, what the heck? I bought this car because no one else drives it. And then you just start seeing it everywhere. This is kind of like what's happening with Diamantes, because Jordan, Nike, they just came out with like some type of like diamond something. And then Shakira's also doing like a diamond thing. And like, there's like, I feel like there's diamonds everywhere, which is kind of cool because I'm like, okay, we're on the right frequency. We're all kind of connected. The universe is speaking. It's doing its thing. So that makes me really happy. I was between two names. It was actually Puro Pinche Party Tour or Diamantes. And I was like, okay, God, speak to me. And he did in my own way. I didn't hear his voice or he didn't text me or email me. I joke around a lot, but I literally, I felt it. I was like, okay, this is what it has to be. So anyways, Diamantes. I chose Diamantes for many reasons. Not because I'm not really a diamond girl, to be honest, you guys. My mom was. My mom loved diamonds. And I think when she started making money, she was like, that's what made her happy. It was like, I'm going to buy myself diamonds. Like that was her thing. I'm not really that type of girl. Like I have jewelry, but honestly, I probably have like 2 or 3 real pieces. The rest are just fashion jewelry. And I'm okay with it because it's never really been my thing. So it has nothing to do with the materialistic part of diamonds. And I wanted to clarify that. Yes, for this tour, I'm going to be wearing flashy things. I'm going to be wearing like diamonds, or even like now, like when I go on interviews or I'm just chilling, like I'm wearing a necklace. Mind you, you might think, oh my God, she's wearing a piece and it's $20,000. No, I'm a smart businesswoman. Just remember that. Anyways, so yes, that's all cute. And you know, it's the fluff of everything. It's the plush. But Diamante, the reason I wanted Diamante is because, again, the way a diamond is created, it's literally in the dirt. It's in the dirt under, again, immense pressure. And in order for a diamond to even become a diamond, its very first process, it takes about 10 years. So it takes a while for a diamond to be formed. And I really resonated with that because that's why, for me, again, everything that I do, there has to be a meaning. There has to be a why. There has to be something that I'm connected to in order to be able to just do what I have to do in the best way possible. So with Abeja Reina, I explained it in the album. I explained it also in interviews as to why Abeja Reina. And with Diamante, it's because I really resonate with it. It took me a long time to understand my position in this world as a singer because there was so much criticism. And I did have a lot of pressure since I started, since 2014, when I came out with my first song. And there was a lot of criticism and judgment. And there were times where I wanted to just give up. And I did feel a crazy amount of pressure. And it's insane because I started my career in 2014 and it's now 2024 and it's been 10 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all happening because now people are telling me, Chiquis, like, you look so different in a good way. Like, you are shining, you are glowing, You look so happy. And in the last concerts of Abeja Reina, and the very first, like maybe the last 3-4 dates of Abeja Reina, when I was finishing the tour, I was saying that I feel like I was in hell for 10 years. Of course, I had beautiful moments. I won Latin Grammys. I did a lot of amazing things, but I just felt like every time I would get to this point of like, oh my God, euphoria. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm so happy. Finally, I think like all the sad moments are gone. Something would happen. And I felt like that for 10 years. And it was very difficult. And there were times when I was just like, F this, I can't. It's just too much pressure. I would say it's just so much pressure. I'd rather just do something else. Deep down inside, I'm a hippie anyways. Let me just be a hippie, in some way. But I knew, and there was always something inside of me that said, no, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. And mind you, I'm not at the point in my career where I'm, selling out a Staples Center, or it's like, oh, like I'm saying that I got to where people think I should be. I feel that I'm doing and things are happening in my life the way they're meant to be. And I have so much peace with it. I don't necessarily feel that in order to be considered successful, quote unquote, I need to sell out a Staples Center, or I need to sell out 7 of them, or like my success is so different. Like everyone's definition of success is so different, and mine is very, very different. And I feel finally like I can fucking breathe. Even if bad things happen, because that's part of life, like I feel like, okay, all right, cool. I can breathe. Everything is going to be okay. And I don't know, like I just finally found my own inner glow. And this is what I'm talking about with Diamantes, even in the album, because that's the album name, Diamantes, because I want every song to be a diamond. I want to look at every song. I want to listen to every song and know, okay, this is a single. It's not just a filler. It's not just a song that I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I need to fill a space. So let me just put this song in. No, like in my mind, every song is a banger. You're going to be able to like identify with. It tells a story. I'm not ever going to sing a song or record a song or write a song that I can't defend on a stage or say, this is the reason why I recorded this song. Not just because, oh, it's just a song I'm going to record. It sounds cool. There's a reason behind it all. And that's why I called it Diamantes. And in my personal life, it's because I finally found my inner glow. And I knew I always had it and it was always there, but now it's like this crazy thing. And I found this glow last year, barely, as a singer, where I was like, I own this stage. This is where I am meant to be. F what anyone thinks. F if there is like a certain percent of people or the population that don't like me and don't believe in me. I don't care. I believe in myself. Something clicked and it was like, this is my calling. This is my testimony. This is part of what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm meant to do, no matter who agrees or doesn't agree. Now I agree with it. Now I believe in myself. I learned that. And I think that started happening towards the last year of Abeja Reina. And I brought it forward and it was able and very easy for me to bring out Diamante because it is our light. And it's not just me. I want everyone to come to my concerts. I want everyone to listen to my music and find that power and their inner glow, and not only find it, but also radiate it through the world and know that I have something special. I'm going to let my little light shine bright no matter what. And there's no one that's going to dim it. It is my responsibility to feed that light, to share that light, to be the light in the midst of the darkness. And that is what it is. Because for a long time, guys, it was so hard for me, knowing that I'm a very spiritual person. It was hard for me to cope with, I'm in this industry that can be a very beautiful place that gives you a lot of fulfillment and gratification, but can also take you in a very deep, dark hole or dark place if you're not spiritually connected. And I'm not going to say any names, but if you really look at certain people's, huge people, huge artists, international artists, a lot of them have meltdowns, especially if they start too young, especially before you really get to know who you are, before you get to like really like, am I meant to do this? What is my mission? Am I just singing to sing? Am I just getting on stages? Do I just want to be famous? Like there's a lot of responsibility with being a famous person. So I have seen it and I have learned from personal experiences from people in my family, from people that I have looked up to, that I listen to their music. And I have seen that sometimes they go so hard and they become so famous, and then they go into like what it seems like. Again, I don't know these people personally, but I have seen and we see that they go through meltdowns because it is a very real thing. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of comparison, a lot of just this, it's a lot. And you don't know it until you're in it. And that's why my mom would tell me, look, I know you want to do this and I'm going to support you, but I don't know if this is the career that I want for you because it is very hard in the industry, in the genre that you want to sing, especially for women. And I was like, but I want to do it. And she told me that. Now I'm like, shit, I get it. There are times when I tell her out loud, Mom, I understand. But what did I do? I said, okay, I need to find what makes me happy. I need to separate Janae, the hippie, the spiritual person, because Janae and Chiquis are the same person, but very different. So I needed to do that early on in my career in order for me to be able to do what I meant to do. So now, even if I'm on stage, I'll twerk, I'll sing. You guys know this, people that come to my concerts. And I talk about God. I talk about his greatness because that is what makes me happy. And that's what keeps me going. Even if I'm drinking a shot of tequila and maybe some Christians or Catholics or people won't agree, I don't care. I know that my God, the God that I believe in, the God that I have experienced, is okay with me cussing and maybe drinking and then going to church the next day. And it's like, it's all like just radiating love. And that's who I am. I'm here to just radiate love and radiate my light and be a light in the midst of the darkness. And that is what this concert is going to be about, which is why I'm asking everyone that is going to come to these concerts to come with their flashiest, shiniest wardrobe, because it is our time to shine bright. Not just me, you guys. And yes, I'm going to be singing, but I'm also going to be telling you a story. It's an experience. It's something that I want you to leave every single one of these concerts, every date, with something in your heart to say, wow, I feel so good. Like, she did it. So many people didn't believe in her. So many people said she wasn't going to make it, but she pulled through. If she can do it, I can do it. And it was very important for me to get on my podcast, because this is my space, my safe place, to explain to you guys in detail, because not even in an interview can I do it, because then things are cut and edited and blah, blah, blah. And this way I'm able to just speak to you guys from my heart and explain to you why, until you have the opportunity to listen to the album, because the album also comes out at the end of May, and you're able to listen to my interludes, because I have an intro. We started this with Abeja Reina and the B-side of Abeja Reina, and we're going to continue with it with Diamonds, and we're going to have a part 2 of Diamantes, which is, the second part of the album. For me, it's very important for you guys to understand and grasp the concept deeply as to why I decided to call it this. So hopefully I was clear with that, because that is very important to me, and that's what makes me feel better doing what I do, knowing that I'm able to hopefully touch people's hearts, because that is my main focus, and the footprint and the imprint that I want to leave on this earth is knowing that I'm able to touch people's hearts and changing the world one heart at a time in any way that I possibly can, because that's the only thing that keeps me going, because this life can be hard and this industry can be hard and is difficult. But it's okay. Yo puedo con la presión. I can do it. The pressure is not going to do anything. I feel like I've been through some of the hardest shit in my life that I think other people would have probably just gone to their knees, and it would have been very difficult to get up. And I'm not going to tell you it wasn't difficult, but I've gone through a lot. And now I feel like, okay, I've grown. I've been polished. Me han pulido. Because in the song Diamante, if you guys listen to Diamante, it tells you also why Diamante. And anyways, so that's that. I want to talk a little bit about the details of the concert. I'm trying to make it a little longer than Abeja Reina. It's very difficult because we are going to be in a lot of venues and a lot of theaters and casinos that it's just like, hey, you have an hour and a half. So that's been very hard. That's been my biggest struggle, because there are so many songs that I want to add that I've had to cut out. But we're going to have a huge show in Auditorio Nacional in Mexico City. And that's where I'm going to be able to just sing, hopefully 3 hours if I want to. But for a lot of the North America dates, I have to cut it short. So that's been like the biggest thing for me. But I do want to add new songs for you guys. I am going to sing a few of the same songs that you guys heard on Abeja Reina tour because it's just a part of my story. I know that those are songs that people want to hear. There's a lot more production. We have Live Nation behind us now, which I'm super grateful. And Gaffer, who is, they're my agency in Mexico. So now with Live Nation, we have a little bit of a bigger budget to be able to invest in lights and more production, which I'm excited about because for a long time, well, for most of my career, I didn't have a lot of production. And it was okay because it really helped me just go out there and rock it and really own that stage, which I'm happy that it went that way because if I would have been so backed up with a lot of production, I don't know if I would have been able to like really develop Chiquis the artist and really know how to work a stage. So now I have production, I have lights, I have a little bit more. So it just removes a tiny bit of the pressure and it helps me just shine a little bit more, So I'm really excited about that. I am going to be changing. We're going to define that in the next couple of days, but I do want to change it about 3 times. So I'm excited about that because, I'm a girl and, we love that. Who doesn't like to play dress up, So that's exciting. And I'm so happy to still have my banda. I was talking about, I don't remember where, but I got so emotional talking about my band because it's a bunch of dudes and a lot have gone because for a long time we didn't have dates like this, you guys. I've been dreaming with the tour like this for so long, from the beginning of my career. From the beginning of my career as a singer, I've been dreaming about this, of having a t-shirt with my picture in the front and in the back are my dates. I never had that. It was always kind of like a date here, a date there. So a lot of my band members, because they need to work, they're like, hey, I can't sustain my family. I can't support my family if we have dates just scattered around. And so now with this tour, I'm just so happy. I'm like, damn, the ones that stuck with me, I'm so grateful, I have like a handful of dudes that have been with me from the very beginning and they're like the heart of the band. And they've been with me for, I don't know, I want to say 5+ years. And they've seen me grow and they help me still to this day. It's kind of like, hey, come in at this part or sing it this way. And I'm just so grateful to have a team. It's not just, okay, they're my band. Like, no, like they've become family. And I think you can really feel that when we're on stage because, we joke around and it's like, I know that they rehearsed like a month and a half before I came in to rehearse with them and I could feel it. And I'm just so excited for you guys to feel and to hear like how nice and tidy everything is. And it sounds bomb, guys. And I'm so grateful. So shout out to my banda Abeja Reina. So let's talk about the album, Diamantes. There will be 12 tracks, including the intro, a few interludes. The interludes are going to be a little different this time, always with an inspirational message. It's important for me, again, to tell the story. And there are 8 songs. Out of the 8, there's one cover, you guys. One cover of a song. It's called Brindaremos por él. And it's a cover, like I think of like 1983, something like that. And it's a beautiful song. It's a freaking poem. It's amazing. And I love doing that because I did that with like Mi Problema. And there's a few songs, Quiero Amanecer con él. It's that kind of vibe. So that's the only song that's a cover. All the rest are original songs. Out of the 8, there are 3 that I wrote, that I co-wrote. So I'm super excited for you guys to listen to those. Oh, yes. And there aren't any features on this album, which I'm not going to lie. There are people that I had reached out to and I was like, hey, would you like to do this song with me? And some said, hey, I love the song. You sound great, but it's just not the direction I want to take my career in. And I completely respect that. And then there are other people that just flat out said no. People that I was just like, what? It's okay, cool. I've gotten this far by myself. We're going to be all right. I was like, okay, fine. If you don't want to win the Latin Grammy with me, it's okay. Because we're manifesting it, you guys. Latin Grammy, here it comes. So there are no features on this album, but I'm okay with it. I'm super excited. I feel like this album doesn't need it. But I don't know if I have a favorite song, to be honest, because all of the songs are so good. I can identify with every song. I can sit in my car and listen to the entire album. And that is so crazy for me. Because for a long time, I couldn't listen to my own music. I was just like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just because I still wasn't comfortable with being a singer or I was just listening to other people's mean comments. But now I'm telling you, I don't give an F what anyone thinks. I love myself. I love my music. I love the way my voice sounds. And I'm very proud of myself. So I can sit there and listen to the entire album from the bottom down. And I'm just so freaking proud of the work that we've done because, again, I have great and amazing producers. And it took a while to finish this album, but I feel like everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And I'm happy with it. I'm so satisfied with it. I'm so content. And I can't wait for you guys to listen to the second part because I already have all those songs. I haven't recorded them all, but I have those songs ready for that album, part 2 of Diamantes, to come out. But I think if I had to choose one that really makes me like, I want to say Diamante. I co-wrote that song. That was the last song, you guys, crazy enough. The last song that I wrote, the last song that we added to this album. I wrote it again with Luciano Luna through WhatsApp. And I told him, hey, I want a song. I want it to be called this. I want it to say this, blah, 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 blah. Literally in less than 24 hours, he had already sent me a sample. And I was like, oh my God. It was one of the last songs that I recorded. It wasn't supposed to be the first single of this album, but it became that because I was like, hey, we need to set the tone as to why Diamantes, and this is the song. But it was the very last song that I added, guys. Like it was the last song. I was like, okay, there's something missing on this album because I sit there and I choose every song and how I want it and I listen to it and I'm like, okay, let's move this song. I want it to flow nicely because I want you guys to listen to it from track number 1 all the way to track number 12, you know? So I sit there and I listen to it as a listener, as a consumer. And I was like, something's missing. Something is missing. And I was like, I need a song that's called Diamante. And we did it. So I think right now that's probably my favorite song, but I'm telling you, there's so many good songs. So I can't even like really tell you if that's like my absolute favorite, but it's my favorite right now. And then there's like De Lo Que Me Salve, which is amazing. And then the next song that's coming out, you guys, Puro Pinche Party, but it's actually Reina Buchona, Puro Pinche Party. And that's a crazy ass song, you guys. It's out of this world. It's so different. I like to do things that people don't expect. Since the beginning of my career, even with my first album, Ahora, I've always done things. I did things before my time. I was very criticized for that album because I used certain sounds. I used a little bit of English and I was very, very criticized. And now everyone's doing it. And I'm like, yeah, whether you guys want to see it, accept it or not, la mamá de los pollitos es Chiquis. I was like, you guys could go ahead and say whatever you want. But the truth is, listen to my first album. Listen to all my albums. I've been doing this for a while. And with Puro Pinche Party, you guys are going to be able to hear that. It's a song that it's like, well, where does this song even fit? It's a party song, obviously, with the name. But it's like, it has different, it's a fusion. Of course, it's like bringing in Janae and Chiquis, which is like my hip hop, who I am, like what's happening now, but still staying in the line of traditional banda. It's a freaking banger, you guys. So can't wait for you guys to listen to that one. I'm going to be recording the music video soon. So be excited. Be excited. B-E-E. Be excited. You guys be excited and I'm excited. I'm excited because I am ready to perform. Now that I've done like the rehearsals with the band, it's like, I'm like, oh, every time I'm singing, I could be so stressed out and I forget about everything in the world. I tune everything out and everyone, and I'm just so zoned in and it just makes me feel better. It just lightens up my mood. We are frequencies, you guys. Our bodies are made of, it's a frequency. And when I sing, it's just like, I feel like I align myself and I forget about everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to be on stage. I can't wait to share this with everyone. And it makes me so happy. It makes me want to cry because I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this, make myself happy finally, because for so long, there were times I was like, am I meant to do this? Am I supposed to do this? Like I questioned and I doubted myself so much because of so many mean people in the world that have an opinion that sometimes it's just like, you just want to be mean. You're so bitter. Like you just want to be mean to me. And I took it so to heart for so long that I just questioned and I doubted myself so much. But now I'm like, I know who I am. And I'm so excited to be able to just share this. And I'm anxious. I'm anxious in a good way to just like, can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. I can't wait to see your faces and to see you guys just shining with your outfits. And I don't know. I missed it. I really do miss performing, you guys. And yes, I will be doing meet and greets. Now it's going to be before the shows. Every concert for like most of my career, it's been after. And I think it was just because I was seeing it the wrong way, I guess. I don't know. But the last few dates that I had with Abeja Reina, the tour, I did the meet and greets before and I really liked it. I was fresh. My makeup was done. I was able to see some of you guys. You guys were excited. I was excited to see you guys, and you guys just gave me that like burst of energy that I needed to get on stage and just say, okay, yes, I saw some of my fans and I could just go out there and just give my best. So we're going to do that now. So we are doing meet and greets. You guys can go ahead and purchase your meet and greets online through Live Nation or Ticketmaster. And it comes with like a whole experience. So you get like a whole package and you get the picture and like the whole thing. So make sure you guys look into that because it is a limited amount of meet and greets just because they are before the show. And I have to make sure that I give you guys the time that you guys deserve, but also that I have time to like unwind again and just center myself before going on stage. So for those of you asking, yes, they will be happening, but now only before. After the show, I just want to like focus on unwinding and having a little powwow with my team to make sure that we, fine tune everything. Like if there's something that went wrong, like, you know what I mean? Like I want us to sit down and like, so things are changing. I want more structure. So that's what's going to be happening. So I did want to tell you guys about that. And yeah, in regards to my wedding, because that's another question people have been asking. Because I start my tour May 30th, like I said earlier. But yes, I will be getting married during that time. Very little, small wedding, nothing crazy, chill. And no honeymoon though, because I'm going to be working. I have a lot happening this year. And in July, I start a very, very big project in Mexico. La Academia, actually, I think they announced it. I haven't announced it yet on my social media, but I will be starting La Academia in Mexico City from July to October. So I will be gone on weekends, which is why I'm not doing a lot of shows during that time because I will be in Mexico doing that. So no honeymoon for me until like the end of the year, which I'm fine with. I think we want to do like Asia, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We still have to figure that out. But he's fine with it. We talked about all of this, you guys. That's why it's important to have a plan. It's important to have a plan. I was like, hey, this is my plan for 2024. Are you game, Emilio? And of course, his input was important. And we, made sure that it also worked with him. It's not just everything I want because it's not how it works. In every relationship, you got to compromise, guys, right? So we did have a little powwow. We did talk about it and we're on the same page. So we have a plan and we're going to follow that plan, hopefully, because you never know what can happen, but we're going to follow that plan. And then next year's looks very different. So make sure you come out to my concerts because shit's going to be different next year. And not in a bad way. It's just going to be different. It's been, I want to say, since the beginning of the year preparing for this tour. So it's crazy. An hour and a half that you guys are going to enjoy the heck out of has taken us months to get to this point, but it's all been worth it and it's going to be worth it. I've been working at this and I've been putting my heart and soul into it. We all have, my entire team. I can't do this myself, you guys. I always say it. I'm so grateful with every one of my team members because it takes an army to make this possible. I mean, everywhere from like the merch, we're changing the merch, you guys. The merch is freaking amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see that. Like, the album cover. And then we have videos, not only music videos, but videos that go like on the screens behind me while I'm singing. And we have to create those. There's just so much that still needs to be done, but there's a lot that goes into it. But again, it's worth it. It's going to be amazing. So I want you guys to be excited. And I just wanted to take the time to just explain everything because it is important for me. It's not because I love to hear myself talk, okay? It's because I want to explain to you guys, those of you that take the time to listen to my podcast, and tell a friend if you know a fellow boss bee that will enjoy and loves my music and loves me. Thank you, first of all, for loving me and supporting me and listening to my music. But if there's anyone that that's also a boss bee or a king bee or a queen bee or from the beehive, from the colmena, you guys share this episode with them so that they can understand before they purchase their ticket, or if they already purchased their ticket to one of the concerts, so that they can understand the concept and the why behind Diamantes, the album, and Diamantes, the tour. But there's a lot of surprises, a lot of new things, a lot of great things that I cannot wait to share with you guys. So thank you guys for giving me the space in reality to be able to just sit here and talk to you guys, and you guys listen. So thank you for listening to me. I love you guys. And anyone that's been with me from day one, from the Ahora days, from the Aprovechame tour, from the playlist tour. We've had so many different tours, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me, for sharing my music, hopefully with the world and with other people. So I love you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this episode because I definitely did. Thank you guys so much for listening. Los quiero un chingo. Do you need advice on love, relationships, health, y más? I'm so excited to share with you that my Chiquis and Chill podcast will have an extra episode drop each week. I'll be answering all your questions. Just leave me a voice message con todas tus preguntas y yo te las voy a contestar personalmente. All you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast and record your questions. I can't wait to hear from you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.